Hello everyone. Let's review shlokas 180 and 181 in Lalitha Sahasranamam. Yonimudrā trikhaṇḍeśī triguṇāmbā trikoṇagā anagha adbhuta chāritrā vāñChitārtha pradāyinī abhyāsātiśayaGYnātā śhaḍadhvātīta rūpiṇī avyāja karuṇāmūrti aGYāna dhvānta dīpikā. Let's take a look at the meanings of the namas in these shlokas. The first nama here is yonimudrā. Yoni means womb and mudra means gesture or symbol. So yonimudrā is the 9th mudra out of the 10 mudras. The dashamudra samaradhya. We saw that she is worshipped using 10 gestures, and out of that yonimudrā is the 9th gesture, and Lalitambika is worshipped in the bindu using yonimudrā. And yoni, as we all know, is the womb, and it is the symbol of birth, and it is also the symbol of transformation. So when a sadhaka achieves that enlightened state, they are considered to be born again. So they are also called as dvija, twice born. So the yoni represents both the birth as well as the transformation that is possible. So the yoni mudra, when somebody practices using that, it is supposed to take them into the 4th state of consciousness, which is called as turiya, where it is a thoughtless awareness stage. The next nama here is trikhaṇḍeśī. 3 means the number 3. Khandam means part. Ishi means ruler. So she is the ruler of the triads of reality. So the trikhandam is the triads of reality. So she is the ruler of that. Also, the trikhanda mudra, sarva trikhanda mudra, is the 10th mudra out of the dasha mudra. And actually, if somebody does the puja for Sri Chakra, there is 9 avaranas, and then after that, they have what's called as sodasi mantra, and that is one extra than panchadasi. And if they worship using that mantra, they use the trikhanda. And the sodasi is supposed to grant liberation. So it is the awakened state or enlightened state of a yogin. And so the trikhanda mudra allows the person to go into the 5th state. It's not quite a state, but it's called as the 5th state of consciousness, which is called as turiya atita. And that is a permanently established aware state of a yogin. Triguṇa. 3 again is the letter 3, number 3, and guna means attribute. So she is she has 3 attributes, or she is the 3 attributes. And as we all know, there are 3 gunams. There is rajas, tamas, and sattva. Rajas means everything that causes movement, dynamism, passion. Tamas means everything that is inactive, lethargy, sleep, negative things. And then the sattvika gunam is where the mind is calm and balanced. So these are the 3 gunas, and these 3 gunas are present in everybody, in everything. And when the gunas go out of balance, that's when the creation starts. And it's said that in the bindu, she possesses all these 3 gunas. Even though she is the nirguna brahman in the bindu, she has all these 3 gunas, but the gunas are in perfect balance. So she is triguṇa. Ambā. Ambā means mother. And if you think about it, if you are in pain, or you see something that's so wonderful, or you're deeply moved by something, and what is the word all of us will say? Amma. So this Ambā represents that. She's there in every experience that we are undergoing, and she's constantly with us. And also for Lalitambika, she is actually a special kind of mother. In general, in the world, when mothers, they definitely give birth, and so Lalitambika also created this universe, so she gave birth to this universe. But for normal mothers, the moment they give birth, then their baby is physically separate from them. Whereas with her, she is very special in that she not just gives birth to the universe, she actually becomes the universe itself. So she is Ambā, mother of everything. trikoṇagā. Trikona is the last triangle in the Sri Chakra. Ga means to reside in. So trikoṇagā, one who resides in the trikona. Anagha. Anagha means one who is sinless. No papam can be attributed to her. So she is epitome of purity. Adbhuta chāritrā. Adbhuta means amazing. Chāritrā means reputation or actions or conduct or behavior. So one who has a amazing conduct or behavior. And if you look at anagha and adbhuta charitra, that is also, you can look at them together. So if you look at all the divine leelas of Devi, right? So she always comes to win over victory over evil, and therefore she destroys all the negative things. And all of us know that there is the law of karma, right? If you do good, you will get good consequences. If you do bad, you will get bad consequences. So that karma is something that's applicable for every action that we do. Whereas if you look at Devi, even though she comes and destroys all these asuras, etc., she is not subject to this laws of karma, because Devi does not have this me, mine, and that kind of identity. She is beyond that, and therefore her leelas do not attribute any papam towards her, and therefore she is anagha adbhuta charitra. So she is sinless, and then she performs all these astonishing deeds. vāñChitārtha pradāyinī. vāñchita artha pradāyinī. Vāñchita means whatever we desired. Artham are all the materialistic things. It could be dharma, artha, kama, anything that we desire. Pradāyinī means bestower. So one who bestows whatever we desire. abhyāsātiśayaGYnātā. abhyāsātiśayaGYnātā. Abhyasam means focus practice. I think all of us would have heard this akshara abhyasam. So when the children are starting to learn, they will have to practice the letters, right? So it takes repeated focus practice. That's what's called as abhyasa. Atishaya. Atishaya means excellent. It means exceeding, in this context, excellent. So it's also done in a good way, in a perfect manner, in a excellent manner. Jnata means known by. So abhyasa atishayaGYnātā means one who is known by intense, repeated, focused, excellent practice. So if you want to get to know Devi, then we have to do that focus practice in a excellent manner, done in a perfect manner. śhaḍadhvātīta rūpiṇī. śhaḍadhvātīta rūpiṇī. So śhaḍ means the number 6. Adva means a road, a path. Atita means transcending or beyond. Rūpiṇī, one who is transcending the 6 paths. That's what śhaḍadhvātīta rūpiṇī means. So what are these 6 paths? You can think of these 6 paths as the paths of manifestation. And the 6 of them are the path of the worlds, bhuvanam, the path of the principles, tattvam, the path of the energies, kala, and their corresponding sound counterparts, which is the path of mantras, mantradva, the path of the words, which is padadva, and then the path of letters, which is varnadva. So these are all the ways in which it manifests. And because it's a path of manifestation, it is also a path of sadhana. It is also a way to attain her. And Lalitambika, as the ultimate reality, is beyond all of these paths. She transcends all of these paths. The next nama here is avyāja karuṇāmūrti. Avyājam means without artifice or without pretense. And another way to look at it is vyājam means to classify, avyājam means not classifying. So that means not differentiating. Karuna means compassion. Murti means embodiment. So she is the embodiment of compassion. And her compassion is real and it is unconditional. She does not differentiate between who is a recipient of her compassion. Everybody gets her compassion. So, unconditional compassion, unconditional love. She is the embodiment of that unconditional love. aGYāna dhvānta dīpikā. aGYānam means ignorance. dhvānta means the darkness. Dīpikā means lamp. So she is the lamp that dispels the darkness of ignorance. That means through knowledge she enlightens. So aGYāna dhvānta dīpikā. And you can see here, when we said abhyāsātiśayaGYnātā, that means through focused, intense practice, which is done in a very good manner, is how you can get to know her. And there are 6 different paths you can follow in order to get to her. Right? All that signifies a level of complexity. And just so that we are not deterred by that, immediately the Vagdevis are saying, while that is the way to reach her, she is also extremely compassionate and she willingly dispels the darkness and gives us that knowledge. Therefore, we'll be able to pursue in that path. With that, we have looked at the meanings of all the namas in these 2 shlokas. Story related to the nama adbhuta chāritrā. Adbhuta chāritrā means remarkable behavior, remarkable actions, remarkable conduct, or amazing behavior. So we'll look at a story related to that. Once there was an ardent devotee of Vishnu called vāñChitārtha who lived in Srivilliputtūr. vāñChitārtha is also called as Periyalvar and he is one of the 12 Alvars. The Alvars are deeply devoted to Vishnu and they are known for their exemplary devotion. There are 12 of them and he is one of the 12 Alvars. And in Tamil, Alvar means ஆழ்ந்து ஈடுபடுவார். So deeply connected, and that's why they're called as Alvars. And just to understand the devotion of vāñChitārtha or Periyalvar, generally when we pray to God, we'll say, God protect me. But Periyalvar wrote what's called as Pallandu, and the whole idea of Pallandu is that Vishnu is protected from the evil eyes of other people. So that is the depth of devotion of vāñChitārtha. vāñChitārtha had a garden and every day he will get the flowers from the garden, make them into the garland and he will give it to the Vishnu who is in that Srivilliputtūr, and the priest will put the garland. So this was his normal routine. So one day he went to the garden to pluck the flower and at that time he found a baby girl under the tulasi plant. He looked around and there was nobody else and therefore he decided to raise this baby girl as his own. And he really thought this was a gift from Mother Earth. So he named her Goda. One of the meanings of Go in Sanskrit is earth and Da means given by. So he called her Goda. And Goda grew up in an environment that is full of devotion. So as she grew up, vāñChitārtha, as he is making the garland, she will be next to him, she'll be giving the flowers to him, and he would recite the Leelas of Krishna, he would talk about Rama, everything about Vishnu, all the stories. So naturally, Goda was also very devoted to Vishnu. And as she grew up, her devotion towards Vishnu turned into love, in that she did not see a difference between her and Vishnu. So one of the practices that she'd started is, after they make the garland, when vāñChitārtha has gone to get ready, she would wear the garland, check if everything is okay, so that it will be perfect for Vishnu. So this was a routine that she was doing and vāñChitārtha was not aware of this. And the priest in the temple noticed that of late the flowers are very fresh, they smell really good and they're not withering at all. But he knows the devotion of vāñChitārtha and he assumed vāñChitārtha was doing something special for Vishnu. One day, Goda wore the garland and she took it out and kept it back in the plate. At that time, a strand of hair got caught in the garland and she didn't notice it. When Vishnuchittar came to take the garland, he noticed the strand of hair and he immediately realized that Goda had worn the garland. And he was very disappointed. So he called her and he said, Goda, you're not supposed to use the things that is meant for God. And here afterwards, please do not wear this garland. And so immediately he made another garland and he went and gave it. That night, when Vishnuchittar was sleeping, in his dream, Vishnu came and Vishnu asked him, why didn't you give me a garland today? And Vishnuchittar was very surprised because after this happened, he created a new garland. He made a new garland and gave it. So Vishnuchittar was thinking that Vishnu's probably angry or upset that Goda wore the garland. But then Vishnu said, you know what? Here afterwards, you should only give me the garland that Goda has worn, and I only like those garlands. So do not stop this practice that she's been doing. And at that point, Vishnuchittar realizes the extent of devotion that Goda has to Vishnu and that it's also acknowledged by Vishnu. And the next morning, the priest is asking, what was different yesterday? Usually, of late, I've found that the flowers don't wither at all and they smell very good. But yesterday, the flower was not as fresh. So what happened? And this becomes one more sign for Vishnuchittar that shows the devotion of Goda. And then he tells what happened. And so from that day, Goda came to be known as Sudi Kodutha Sudarkodi. Sudi means to wear. She wore the garland and then gave it to Vishnu. So she's called as Sudi Kodutha Sudarkodi in Tamil, and she became to be known as Andal. Andal means one who rules, and she was ruling over Vishnu himself. Vishnu liked her devotion. So she came to be known as Andal. And as Andal grew up, once she reached the marriageable age, Vishnuchittar asked her whom she wants to marry. And Andal could not think of anyone other than Vishnu as her husband. So she told Vishnuchittar that she wants to marry Vishnu. And then Vishnuchittar asked her, there are so many Vishnus, which one do you want to marry? And then she said she wants to marry the Ranganatha in Sri Rangam. So now Andal is intent on marrying Vishnu, and so what she did is she had a vritam, a vow, so that she can marry Vishnu. And this was actually a modified version. So in Gokulam, where Krishna was born, the gopis there used to do a Katyayani vritam. So they will pray towards Parvati so they can get the husband of their choice. And what Andal did is a modified version, and she prayed towards Krishna so that she can marry Vishnu. And so this was a vow that was to be followed for a whole month, and in the month of Margadi, she followed this. And so they would wake up in the morning, and she got all her friends along with her, and then they would all go take bath. And for that entire month, they did not eat any ghee or milk. They did not consume this. And they also refrained from all these external gestures, like beautifying themselves, wearing flowers, etc. And then they made sure that they only speak about good things and that they give alms to whoever needs it or helping whoever needs it, and thinking about the ways to better in life or improve in the spiritual path. So that was the vow. And every single day, Andal sang one song which is called as Pasuram, and the compilation of all these songs is called as Tirupavai. So she did this vritam so that she can marry Vishnu. Now the entire month was done and she's finished all her vritam, but there is no sign of Narayana coming and marrying her. Even Vishnuchittar is a bit worried, what is going to happen, whether she will be able to marry Vishnu or not. And so when time is passing like that, one day Andal gets a dream, and in that dream she believes that Narayana has come to marry her. So she is very elated, and there is actually a Nachiyar Tirumuri which actually compiles all of this, and there is a very popular song out of that which is called as Varanam Ayiram. வாரணமாயிரம் சூழ வலம் செய்து நாரண நம்பி நடக்கின்றான் என்றெதிர் பூரண பொற்குடம் வைத்து புறமெங்கும் தோரணம் நாட்ட கனாக்கண்டேன் தோழினான். So she says that in her dream, Narayana was coming with all the elephants, surrounded by all these elephants, and the entire place was so well decorated, and everybody is receiving Narayana because the groom has come. And if you see that Nachiyar Tirumali has a lot of these practices which are still very relevant in the marriage in the southern India. So it talks about that. So she gets this dream, and therefore she's feeling very hopeful. And at the same time, Vishnu Chittar also got a dream where Vishnu told him to bring Andal to Srirangam. And at the same time, another Pandya king also gets a dream where Vishnu tells him to send a palanquin to Vishnu Chittar. So now the day has come, and Andal is beautifully decorated as a bride. The palanquin has come, and now all of them are proceeding towards Srirangam. And Andal has been waiting for this day, so she is so elated. And as soon as the palanquin reaches the Srirangam temple, she just runs towards the god, and then it's said that she merged with the god. So Andal is also considered as one of the 12 Alvars, and her life is remarkable in that she is the only female amidst all the 12 Alvars. And then, if you look at it, there has been no Devi who's been the Alvar, and there has not been any Alvar who became one with the god. And Andal is unique in that she merged with God. And then the most important thing that makes Andal's contribution remarkable, or Andal's action remarkable, is that the Tirupave that she composed is actually equivalent to the Vedas. And it has all the essence of Vedas built into it. But the best thing about it is done in a way that even normal people can easily understand. If you look at Vedas, they guide you, but then only those people who understand Sanskrit or who have a certain level of maturity can reach that. Whereas if you look at Andal's Tirupave, everybody can follow. And even today, it is a very common thing in the month of Margali. Everybody wakes up in the morning and sings all these pasurams. And Andal has shown us the way of bhakti. And she has given us something that allows us to decide on our day to day activities, how we should behave, and how we can be in the path that both gets us the blessings of the God as well as reach towards eternal bliss. And that's why it's also called as Tirupave, is also called as Godopanishad. So that is about the remarkable story of Andal. That's all for today. Thank you.